fuck out of bed, bitch. Go.
Happy 100 Bitcoin, $100,000 Bitcoin day, guys. Let's get into this. There's one sector in the crypto industry that is literally going to change the game forever. It has forever been touted as the kingmaker, the killer app that is going to bring crypto to the mainstreams. This isn't just hype, guys. This combines massive real world utility with chances for astronomical gains. These kind of investments were some of my best investments last bull run, and I guarantee you they're coming again this time. If you haven't figured it out, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Web3 gaming. Today's video, we're going to talk about some of the blue chips that, for those of you guys looking for lower risk, lower risk, medium reward, in my opinion, and for those of you guys who are looking for slightly lower market cap plays that I also think are really good bets for potentially higher risk, high reward plays. All right, guys, if that sounds good to you, do me a favor, destroy that like button. Without further ado, let's get into it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and do that. And one more piece of entertainment for you before we dive into this. Here we go. This is my good friend Ivan's video from today. Okay, if you want to watch the rest of that, go over to Ivan's channel, Ivan on Tech, really good friend of mine, amazing video. As you guys can see, we have a little bit of a pullback happening right now. Not a big deal, nothing to be concerned about. Of course, these ETFs are going to continue to stack, and this is happening. This is just part of the process, but we broke through 100K, and it feels so good to finally be there. And Brian reminds us of something. If you bought $100 of Bitcoin in 2012, it would now be worth $1.5 million. If you kept the same 100 US dollars, you would now be able to purchase $73 worth of goods. Goes to show you how important it is to put your money into something like a good store of value or something like Bitcoin, like I fortunately did in 2012 and 13 as well. But, you know, like some people think, well, Kyle, that's like, it's too late now. No, it's not. It's not too late. We're still going to see, I mean, you're not going to see Bitcoin go from $100 to $100,000 anymore, but I believe you're going to see Bitcoin go from $100,000 to 10 million, in my opinion, right? So you still have another 100x here. My opinion, not financial advice, of course. And let's look at the ETF flows. Yesterday, pretty massive day, another $550 million in Bitcoin. And we had $167 million on ETH. Now, James Van Straten over here says, I'd like to just say I have been using on-chain data for the better part of 5 years. I have never seen relentless demand like this coming from big sizes at all-time highs for Bitcoin. Whales and everybody are just bidding like no other. People are selling, of course, but smart money is buying, and people who are trading the markets are trading, which is crazy to me. Why would you sell your Bitcoin? I don't know. I'm not a trader. You know, I mean, for fun, we trade, right? For fun, we gamble. My trades are doing quite well over here. Bitcoin, you know, this Avalanche trade doing extremely well, right? But these are for fun. This is just for fun, right? Don't sell your Bitcoin. Don't sell your Bitcoin. And over here, Jerome Powell.
Before I forget, you know, one of the reasons I wanted to actually ask you about Bitcoin is, to some degree, people think that is a symbol of people's faith or lack of faith in either the U.S. dollar or in the Federal Reserve itself, in terms of the system. What do you think of that idea?
I don't think that's how people think about it. I mean, it's so, you know, people use Bitcoin as a speculative asset, right? It's like gold. It's just like gold, only it's virtual. It's digital. People are not using it as a form of payment. Or as a store of value. It's highly volatile. It's not a competitor for the dollar. It's really a competitor for gold.
Bam! From Jerome's mouth himself, Bitcoin is a competitor to gold. I believe we will pass gold for example, but I'm pretty damn sure of that. Just in, breaking news. Russia's President Vladimir Putin says Bitcoin and digital assets will continue to develop. That's not it. In a Russian thing over here, an organization, a conference, whatever, he says, who can ban the Bitcoin? Nobody.
Биткоин. Кто может запретить? Никто. А использование других электронных средств.
Basically just saying, it's here to stay. And in 2022, Russia's central bank tried to ban Bitcoin. They learned that they couldn't do it. And then in 2024, Putin says he signs law legalizing Bitcoin and crypto mining in Russia. Everybody wants a piece. This is the most scarce and rare asset on the planet. Those who wake up the soonest, get involved, won't be left in the cold. People who resist, like France, I don't have that in today's show, but France is trying to now tax people on unrealized capital gains. Insane. I'm half French. Thank God I don't live there. Crazy. Do you just want people to leave your country? What is the deal? I don't understand why you would do that. Also, I don't have it pulled up today, but Donald Trump did say, let's see if I can find it in a second. He did say, congratulations on $100,000 Bitcoin. But breaking, Donald Trump officially nominates pro-Bitcoin and crypto Paul Atkins as next SEC chair. So this is what we talked about yesterday in the video. But as he says, Donald Trump says, I am delighted to announce the nomination of Paul Atkins to be the next chairman of the SEC. Paul is a proven leader for common sense and regulations. He believes in promise of robust, innovative capital markets that are responsive to the needs of investors and that provide capital to make our economy the best in the world. He also recognizes that digital assets and other innovations are crucial to making America greater than ever before. This is why I'm very, very, very bullish on America and crypto. I just think that there's going to be like a total 180 in the SEC and the way that things are regulated. Like before, it was difficult to do anything. Now it's going to be super easy to do stuff, right? And Americans will likely not be excluded from everything anymore, which is what I'm really hoping for, right? Paid network, our launchpad, I want to include Americans. I really hope that we can very, very soon. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. If it's possible, we're going to make it happen. Hopefully sooner than later, so you guys can reap the benefits this bull run. Jake over here says, it's impossible to express the magnitude of the shift we're likely to see at the SEC run by Paul Atkins. Crypto has literally never existed without the overhang of uncertainty or hostility from US regulators. This moment is a regulatory singularity before a new era for crypto. This is so well said, like poetry. I mean, we've come this far, Bitcoin to 100K, the evolution, like every day I'm blown away on this show by things that we're talking about. Innovation is just staggering. It's so, so good. And finally, we're going to have an environment where this is going to shape the future of the world, as America usually leads, at least in the Western world, and people follow. So finally, we're going to have an environment where people can actually freely innovate and not be afraid of persecution and harm. I can't tell you how many founders I talk to on a regular basis who are terrified by the SEC, which I go to tell them, don't be. But it's been ingrained in people. They're terrified, and lawyers say you can't do this and you can't do that because of the SEC and they're going to give you Wells notice. Who cares? Those days are over. Now we're going to get to freely innovate. And as long as you're an asshole, because this is what I believe the Trump administration is based off of, common sense. They say it all the time. Elon Musk and Trump, Vivek, everyone says common sense. If you're an asshole and you commit fraud, you're probably going to be persecuted. If you're doing honest, good behavior, in my opinion, you're probably going to be all right. That's how I feel about this. But we will have more clear laws as administration sets them. So, guys, these sales are almost over. The Black Friday sales. If you don't have a ledger, you must be using hardware wallets for all of your crypto. It's okay to keep a little bit, but realize whatever you're keeping on your MetaMask or your Phantom wallet without a hardware wallet, it's very possible that it gets phished or stolen. It happens all the time. I just heard of a guy who got $5 million of Pepe coin and base AI fished from his account. That would not have happened if it was in a hardware wallet. So you must have a hardware wallet, guys. There is a link in the description below on where you can get an even better discount on buying yourself one of these new awesome ledgers with great interfaces. Additionally, these are the two things that I'm promoting, right? Is Ledger and NordVPN. You need to do both. You need to protect yourself, and you need to be using a VPN, and you need to be using a hardware wallet. Both of them, small cost to pay up front. Trust me, for the pain and suffering that you might get if you don't be using these services. Again, link in the description below for both of them. Use my affiliate code. You support the channel, and you guys get hooked up pretty sick deals on both of them as well. As my boy EllioTrades over here says, for the first time in 7 years, we have broken convincingly below the USDT dominance trend. This means we are in uncharted waters with how high crypto valuations can go. 2021 was a test pump. Supercycle. Oh man. I don't know. If you guys have been following the channel, like your portfolios must be feeling pretty good right now, right? Like pretty damn good. You know, I'll just tell you for a second here. Like the position that I'm in right now, as opposed to this exact same place in the cycle 4 years ago, exponentially better prepared, better positions, better strategy, understand markets better, right? And that is what we're doing here together on this channel. If you appreciate that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But really, guys, like 100 times more prepared this cycle than last. But the point of this is like, if this is just getting started, if the super cycle and the pump is just getting started, we just have to make sure that we preserve some of these gains that we make, because there will inevitably be that time when the market comes correcting and slam down after we get a blow off top somewhere, right? And we're going to find it. We're going to find it on this channel, and we're going to crush it together, ladies and gentlemen. So as Steve says, to elaborate on this USDT dominance thing, says dominance has reached to its strong historical support. If support is broken, which EllioTrades shows it just was, means USDT flows into Bitcoin and alts. If support holds, but it didn't, then we might see a pullback, right? So it's very important that we watch these key levels. But as Ellio shows over here, it was broken, but it must stay down here, right? If it stays down here, whoo, crazy. So DeFi Investor says that the search traffic for altcoins is getting close to new all-time highs. He says our exit liquidity is coming back. Yeah, it's a joke, but I guess it's true. But yes, look at the search terms for altcoins. Pumping alt season is here, guys. It's so great. It's so great doing this show because we're just so prepared, right? We see this stuff coming literally on the day it happens. It's fantastic. I love it. Raz over here says, when a narrative slows down, people panic. Oh no, where'd my money go? If that's a permanent cycle narrative like memes or AI, I get effing thrilled. Time to see the leaders emerge. No more getting PvP'd into oblivion. I can load up on 2 to 3 solid plays with conviction and proper size. Sure, it won't be 100x, but the biggest lie in this app is that you need to get those returns. You don't. What matters is net value, weighted by risk. Lose sight of that, and you'll wreck your portfolio harder than Do Kwon defending UST. Now, it's a very good point. I always talk about high conviction plays, right? Barbell strategy for me. So a lot of it, and I will be making a portfolio video probably here in the next month or so, guys, so you can see like how I'm weighting my portfolio. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see a video like that. So what he means here, guys, is by high conviction, essentially it's just making sure that you have some plays that you know are going to be like doing 5 or 10x's, something that you believe, you know, that is going to, you just believe will have high conviction, right? And what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about gaming, like I said, and gaming sector leading this week, and so far, nobody's really talking about it. Bam, gaming is the market leader. We're seeing that pump. And Ellio says, people want coins that satisfy the entire bell curve. It's gaming coins. Left curve dopamine addicts love games. Mid curvers understand the use case, and right curvers are elite at games. Think Elon. Crypto gaming is the best product and token category, period. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, like my best investments last bull run were games. Star Atlas, crazy, like 300, 500x, something like that. It was just unbelievable. So Ansem says, if you can determine the largest shifts in these two lists for L1s and Ls2 over the next 6 months, you can make millions of dollars. Sold trade in 2023 to 2024 was correctly identifying that it would close gap in DEX volumes and TVL mindshare. Question is, what's the same trade for 2025? Now, we kind of know what's going to happen, right? And if you watch this channel, you might be able to piece this together, but I'm going to help you today. So Avalanche, guys. So Avalanche, it doesn't get a lot of action today, right? It's there. It's good tech. And you can see it's starting to recover over here quite well, but we know there's a huge catalyst. Remember when I made that video a while back talking about catalysts? There's a huge, huge catalyst. And remember, I have this huge AVAX trade over here, this 5X. I mean, it's up 315% since I opened this trade. Now, as you can see, that daily feeds on AVAX have gone up 5X in the past month. At the same time, daily transaction count has doubled. So AVAX is heating up, yet we're still 63% below all-time highs. It hasn't caught up. Other cryptos are passing their all-time highs, but not AVAX yet. AVAX still has a long way to go. All-time high was 144, so almost a 3x all-time highs, plus it'll probably smash all-time highs in this bull run. Why? Well, because a few reasons. One of them is it's in the top 10 list of the Coin 50. Remember we talked about this yesterday? The top 10 coins in the Coin 50 from Coinbase. So this index is being bought up en masse, right? And we think that these coins are going to pump pretty hard this run. And as you can see here, Avalanche and the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, top 7, right? So it's probably going to get a big bid from that. But this is a big deal, guys.
All right, and the winner is Off the Grid.
Yeah, so Off the Grid from Gunzilla is coming, ladies and gentlemen. It is coming probably sometime in the next couple of months. As you may or may not know, Gunzilla is one of our largest investments. We have a huge amount in this project and very close to it. It is going to be the number one game by far, and one of the biggest attention things over the next, certainly 2025, but ongoing, in my opinion, as well. I mean, it's just massive. Because I'm fortunate enough to be close with the team, I know a lot that's happening behind the scenes, and it's extremely bullish, extremely exciting. But the point is, for you guys, is that AVAX is the chain that facilitates the Guns chain by Gunzilla. And that is very, very bullish because why? Money goes where attention flows, right? Or maybe money flows where attention goes, however you want to say it. But the point is that Gunzilla, I believe, and the Guns subnet from Gunzilla is going to be absolutely insane. And that's going to drive attention to Avalanche. And people are going to be like, wow, if Gunzilla did it and got a lot of attention, then we can too. I can almost guarantee this narrative is going to drive a lot of attention over there. Gunzilla was absolutely massive, invested in the who's who. We talked about this before, Coinbase, everybody else. We invested in it early as well, many years ago. I've been to the Gunzilla studio in Germany. It's fantastic. Vlad, the founder, is amazing. You guys know it's directed by Neil Blomkamp. Really, really good. As you can see, it's insane. This is the testnet for the Guns blockchain. You can see there's been millions and millions and millions of wallets connected. There's been 195 million transactions. This thing is just cranking. The next project we're going to talk about is Superverse. This is EllioTrades project. And I couldn't be more bullish probably. I mean, Gunzilla, but right now we're talking about Superverse coming in at $783 million market cap, 1.73 billion fully diluted. But this thing is on every major exchange, right? Every major exchange, tons of trading volume, $108 million a day on Binance, on Coinbase, and all-time high was $4.74. So about a 3.5x from here up. And of course, way more developed. And of course, Ellio is behind this. He's got a huge following, right? Huge following. So you just get money flows where attention goes, and Ellio knows how to drive attention. He works with Alex Becker on pretty much everything, And the gaming narrative is going to be dominated this cycle by Elio and Alex Becker, bar none, right? That's just it. And this is the project. So if you want essentially exposure to gaming, but you don't know where to place it, you put it on Superverse. It's because it's the gaming token that's integrated into everything, right? All the best games, which I've invested in a lot of these, Nyan Heroes, Block Lords, Sidus, Avalon. I've invested in all these. Wilder World, My Pet Hooligan, Off the Grid. They're all incorporating Superverse. So if you want, it's like the ETF. It's like an exposure, an index. It's like the Coin 50 for gaming, right? It's a no-brainer, in my opinion. And of course, this is Elio explaining this.
AKA Super, which is a project that I co-founded and I have been working on for well over 4 years. Super is the vast majority of what I focus on the planet here on Earth, and it's something that I believe in totally. Now, Super essentially is a single token that is integrated into a ton of leading Web3 games. One of the biggest drawbacks of crypto gaming investing that I realized over the last cycle was that people didn't know how to choose the specific game that they thought would be the big winner. Of course, if you pick the big winner, you're going to win big. But a lot of people found out that game development's really hard, and it's very hard to predict which games are going to be successful. So Super solves this problem by being integrated into literally every possible game, almost all major Web3 games, and it's constantly announcing new.
Sick. Super, super sick. And as you can see, like you don't want to bet against Elio, right? You just don't want to bet against him. 800,000 followers, sick YouTube channel, one of the real genuine good guys out there. You can tell when you watch people's content, who's genuine, who's not. I can tell you, Elliot's a good guy, very good guy. I believe him, and I placed a big bet myself on Superverse. Big Time is another one, guys. Big Time, amazing game, one of the most successful Web3 games of all times. And as you can see, it has a setup coming over here. We talked about this position 4 and 5 setup we talked about. I believe this thing's going to come back with vengeance. It's sitting here right now at 77% below all-time high. All-time high was almost $1, and it's sitting at 20 cents right now. So about almost 4.5, 5x to go to all-time high. And I believe this is going to smash to all-time high. Why? Because they're gearing up for another bull run, and they've done a lot of progress since then. This is a really good post over here made by Lewis from Crashius Clay 69, made some good points about it. It's a very low market cap coin that's listed on Coinbase relative to other coins and listings. It has backing and support from the most influential heads in gaming and clearly well connected to be on the Coinbase at such a low market cap. Lets you have liquid bet in the gaming sector with strong upside potential. It already hit nearly $1 in the bear market. If it only gets back to 63 cents, it's absolutely possible. That's still a 4x from this price. Technically speaking, I love how it came back above the major support area and is now retesting it. It's basically the best TA you can get at this current phase in the market cycle, right? And with the support of Crash, who has proven to be one of the best investors in the space and might go down in history for his Brett trade, seems like a no-brainer, right? And this is the real reason why I'm super bullish over here, right? Is because they're about to introduce, or they just did, PvP mode, which is huge, right? Before you can go out and you can fight like bots and like do stuff like that. Now it's PvP, which is like brings a whole new multiplayer aspect to this game. Check it out. Actually a sick game too. I remember, so I was fortunate enough to invest into Big Time back in the day. I got myself a bunch of these lands, and we also had early access to the game, and people that I know played the game that are big gamers and actually loved the gameplay, and this adds a whole new dynamic to it. So this is some of the best, what people in the Web3 space, and Big Time smashed all kinds of records. It had $443 million in marketplace volume so far, had almost 29,000 average Big Time grants to players, 60,342 unique purchases, 1.4 million unique platform users, almost 2 million digital collectibles sold, and 310,681 players in preseason. This is main season coming up pretty soon. Big Time Studios set December 2nd as the launch of the new PvP mode for 2024's most successful NFT video game, Big Time. So I'm quite bullish on this, guys. I think it's these are your more blue chip, low risk. Remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. It's all risky. You could, everything go to zero, blah, blah, blah. But more blue chip thing, right? Where, in my opinion, 5, 10, 15x on this thing, maybe more. Extremely likely. But it could go to zero. Also, could go to zero, right? So the other one is Crown. Guys, if you remember, we talked about Crown right back here, right? We talked about Crown back here in January, February of 2024, had this crazy run up, right? And a big correction as things cool down. And now it's starting to come up. This is the perfect setup that we want to see, right? Perfect setup in this chart as it starts to come back. Now, Crown, if you guys haven't been on my channel for a long time, I'm sorry, but welcome. I'm glad you're here now. It's okay. Photo Finish Live, Crown. This is one that has an official partnership with the Kentucky Derby in the United States. Now, what they're doing is virtual horse racing. Why this is an interesting narrative is because it combines both game with betting. And betting in crypto just seems to go hand in hand. They go like peanut butter and jelly, right? And people love to bet. And because this is an official partner of the Kentucky Derby, it's going to get a lot of publicity. And the game is polished and smooth, right? And you can see there's been over $20 million of horse sales, $15 million of race purses or prizes, and $40 million of race prizes, guys. So this thing, I think, is going to come back with vengeance. As you can see, it's sitting here now at $159 million FTV. All the tokens are pretty much distributed. Market cap is almost circulating in parity with FTV. Coming back to all-time high. Let's see. Let's go over to market cap. All-time high market cap was $430 million, guys. So almost 4x cheaper than an all-time high. And of course, we haven't even got to the Supercycle banana zone where I think gaming will absolutely crush. People are going to be rich. They're going to be betting. They're going to want to party. They're going to want to watch horses race. They're going to want to gamble with their friends. That's what it's all about, right? That's exactly what it's all about. And as the Crown token says, Crown surpasses the active users and volume of top gaming tokens before any user acquisition spend. While these companies have spent millions, do you understand? People just love it. People just love betting, and they built a perfect environment around it. And also, guys, talking about gaming, Paid Network has a sick, amazing IDO coming up. Pentagon Games. They were on the show Crypto Nights. If you guys aren't aware, I am a judge on Crypto Nights, which is a show that's like Web3 Shark Tank. Pentagon Games come on there. I can't tell you the outcome of it, but it was really, really, really good. And this is going to be airing on TV and major networks coming pretty soon. So this is going to be a very famous project. Pentagon Games, also backed by some of the best investors in the world: Spartan Group, Tier 1 investors, Binance Labs, Tier 1 investors, Animoca Brands, Republic Capital, NFX, and so on and so forth. Veterans from Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, built from Fortnite, Apex Legends, and so on and so forth. So really, really, really amazing project, guys. So if you haven't registered, go here to Paid Network and go check it out, guys. It's coming up to you soon, bringing the best. Remember, Paid Network, #1 launchpad in the whole world. And you got to go check it out over here. Pentagon Games coming to you very, very, very soon. Make sure you go get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy 100K. Is it still 100K? We're still 100K. Going back up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, catch you tomorrow. Actually, it's my birthday this weekend. My birthday. So I might make a video tomorrow. I'm not going to make a video this weekend, but you guys have a wonderful one. See ya.